What's up, traders? What's up, my coons? Super excited for today's video. We got to talk about gold and silver, right? There's some very critical things we need to pay attention to and some big warning signs, all right? There's definitely something to be cautious about, but have the bulls really disappeared and is it justified? We're going to break that down in today's video. Be sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And also, I just put out a newsletter. Okay, I just started a newsletter exactly 2 weeks ago now. This is what the website looks like right now. I highly recommend signing up for that newsletter. It's completely free, and if you guys like free trade ideas and setups directly to your inbox, then I think you'll definitely enjoy the newsletter. This is what the latest newsletter looks like, going over home builders and the home builder ETFs, while also diving into some individual names in there as well. And you guys can click on these charts, once they come into your inbox. Also doing some nice ratio charts in here, and just wrapping things up for you very nicely. So completely free. All right, click the link in the description of the comment section down below. And let's get into gold first. We'll dive into gold here, and then we'll hop into silver. Now we're going to start off looking at the gold futures, right? And we're looking at a weekly time frame. So this is a larger time frame right here. Now we did get a 5-wave move to the upside, right? And we played this very well. Came right up here to our targets. And initially, we thought we were going to get a smaller ABC correction down here to the 61.8% retracement level of 1918 here on the gold futures. But it seems that this was more of a dead cat bounce and that really this was our larger A wave down. We got our B up. And if we're going to get this C wave down, it's very possible we come down to 1877. Now, what's the reason that it says bearish below here is really if we flip this 1877 level to resistance from support, then it's a very strong possibility we get a reversal and try to, retest this 1800 area, potentially even drop down lower and retest some of our previous lows on gold. Now, the RSI has a bearish divergence trend line here, all right, that initially, helped fuel some of this drop, especially once we came up to our area of supply and liquidity here. We were definitely expecting this pullback. A lot of people were pretty much telling everyone to buy, in this area here and saying, oh, gold is the best, buy gold, buy gold, buy gold. And all the people telling you to buy gold up there seem to have disappeared. Now, if we come down towards this 1877 area and we're able to find support, I do think that we'll start our next 5-wave structure to the upside, right? And that would take us above our supply zone here, and we would look for a reclaim of that as support, break, retest, and then another push higher to head up towards the 2100, 2200 area on gold. All right. Now, the weekly bearish divergence trend line, if we break through this trend line, all right, that's how you can spot a breakout. So for now, it has been pushing price lower. You can see yet again, once we came up and retested that trend line, the gold futures had a pretty significant drop there. Again, this is a weekly time frame, 3 red candles in a row. It's been a very brutal time period for gold, but pay attention to your weekly RSI, pay attention to your weekly MACD. If we can get this to curl over and we can get our RSI to break out through this bearish divergence, that's how we would get this bullish scenario to play out. If we take a look at the silver futures real quick, right, and start off again here on a weekly time frame, it's very possible we're getting an inverse head and shoulders here. Right, that's what I'm paying attention to as a possible inverse head and shoulders. But most notably, we have this triangle pattern forming, and look at how many times we've tested this lower trend line. Right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times again that we've tested this lower trend line. We all know that the more times you test a level, the weaker it's going to get. And if we break through here, it's very possible that we come back down to the $18 range on the silver future. So you need to pay close attention to that. Now, we initially had this bullish divergence trend line. All right, from here we're making these lows, and here we're making these highs on the RSI, and you can see that we've actually flipped that trend line to an area of resistance from support. This kind of suggests to me that we could actually get the breakdown. And when we look at some of the ETFs, all right, and let's take a look at SLV first. All right, we played SLV very well. here recently. Most notably, we added here at the 61.8% retracement, and then we caught this move to the upside. And it was really rallying at an extraordinary pace. And it created a lot of gaps, right? That's what all of these boxes are. This is a gap down, gap down, gap down, gap down. Originally, silver had 4 gaps to fill. So, we've already filled the first 2. We're bouncing here at $20.49. That is our, 61.8% retracement level. If we break through 2049 and flip that to resistance from support, we have a gap down to fill at 19.15, and then also a gap down here to fill at $18. Now, we just talked about the silver futures. Very possible that, if we break through that major trend line, it's very possible we could come down to 18 on the silver futures. And we also have a gap down to 18 on SLV. There's something very similar on GLD, right? When we take a look at GLD, GLD is already filling one of its big gaps down, right? You see, it's got this gap down to fill. It's about halfway through this gap, filled about halfway. There's another gap down on GLD down to 170.46, and then another gap down all the way to 152.10. So, we've already broken through our 61.8% retracement here on GLD, which is 177.09. Look for a retest of this area, right? It's very possible we come up, retest this area, and start filling some of these gaps down. But if we can get back above 177 and flip that back to support, then that's when we have a chance of rallying back up and looking to retest, the 185 to about 190 region on GLD. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick breakdown of what I've been paying attention to when it comes to gold and silver. I've really been staying away from them, after getting in, in late June, early July, riding some of that momentum up. It was a good time to get out and really just have some patience and wait and see what's going to develop. But let me know your thoughts down below. Do you think we find support and we start to rally again and try to retest these highs, or do you think that a massive reversal is coming and we're about to get these gaps down to 152 on GLD and potentially even $18 on SLV?